Audi S6 2017, 135,000 miles, 600 horsepower, and 1 year exactly of ownership. Is it a piece of shit? Okay, so first let's talk about why I bought this car. The story with this thing actually is I had a B9 S4 on order. There was a B9 S4 getting shipped to the dealership I work at, and that was the car I was going to buy. Now, just by the grace of the big man upstairs, somehow, some way, that shipment was delayed, and delayed without any communication for like a week. Just like the driver was just in Narnia. So we heard nothing from the driver, nothing from the company that was shipping it, radio silence. So I started searching, and just by coincidence, this thing popped up, bone stock with just the wrap on it, and I'll put a picture in. Bone stock with just the wrap, with this insane interior that I've never seen before. Just ridiculous spec. Decent miles to, good price, and it was at the dealership next door to mine. So I go in to check it out, and I buy it same day. Without hesitation, car's great, everything looks awesome. I go ahead and buy it. Later that day, the S4 that was supposed to show up about a week ago magically popped in. And it was junk. It was junk. It had rust all along the rocker panels. It was trash. That's just fate. That's just how that happened. Now, this car has went from, like I said, bone stock with just the wrap on it to not bone stock. Right now it's making about 600 horsepower to the wheels, and that's turned way down. The setup I'm on should be good for about 700 wheel, but there's some weird stuff going on with the boost. Tuner thinks there's a boost leak somewhere, so I got to get that figured out before I can turn it up at all. And honestly, you don't need to go this crazy if you just want to have fun with the car. Literally, like RS7 turbos and a custom E30 tune is about 600 horsepower, and it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. Now, do you need 700 in a car like this? Probably not, but know this, it will take it reliably. I've said this a million times, but this has to be the most reliable of the big three German twin-turbo V8s. So you have the Mercedes twin-turbo V8, you have the BMW twin-turbo V8, and you have the Audi twin-turbo V8. This one, without a doubt, is the most reliable. I don't care what anyone says. Those guys make more power on simpler mods. Sure, I'll admit that all day. An M550 with E40 makes like 700 wheel. Fine. But this does it more reliably, I promise. I guarantee. Fight me on that. I don't care. I don't care. This is essentially an RS7, but with smaller turbos. That's why when you do the RS7 turbos and just some fueling, you're making dumb power. Now, the one thing that it lacks from an RS7 is the transmission. So the transmission is a DSG, dual clutch transmission, from the S4, S5, previous gen S models. And that is both a pro and a con, just depending on how you look at it. So the ZF can hold more power, and it does put down the power a bit better. So the ZF torque converter transmission, it outperforms the DSG by miles for sure. But the DSG is so much more fun to drive. I'll drive this car a little bit later for this video, but I mean, when you whack a downshift, it sounds like thunder. It sounds like, well, yes, sounds like thunder. Super responsive, it's more rewarding to drive, obviously without being a manual, of course. This is probably one of the most fun automatic transmissions that you can drive. Now, like I said a moment ago, this is a wrap. So I'll show you the color underneath right now. This is one of the biggest reasons I bought the car. Hang on, I'm kind of over here a little bit. I know it doesn't look like anything crazy right now, but I'll get some better clips in a second. The color underneath, I believe it's pronounced Ubna Gray. Look it up. You probably won't be able to find it on anything else. It is a crazy looking color. I'll try to get some better angles of it. Like I said, it's super hard to show on camera, but it's a super rare color. And it has sort of a green, a brown, a purple kind of flake to it. In the sun, it really looks purple. That's just another small reason why I got this car. But I figured at least one day, when the wrap eventually has to come off, it'll at least have a really, really rare color underneath that is going to be kind of cool to show off. Oh, I've also been wanting to say this for a while. I challenge anyone to find another spec like this. C7.5 S6, Ugna Gray exterior, and I believe this is lunar silver interior. I challenged someone to find that. I emailed Audi and they said they didn't know. So someone let me know. Under the hood, we do have some goodies like I mentioned. And by the way, I'll just say this now, as far as cost to make like 600 wheel, it's nothing. All you need, and all I did, hop on Facebook Marketplace and find someone selling some RS7 turbos. Now you could find some of the stage 1 like CTS RS7 turbos or some stock RS7 turbos. All you need is some of those and a trusted tuner to tune you for E30. Now I ran E30 on a stock fuel system for about 6 months before I actually went and upgraded the fuel system. It took it like a champ. I beat the crap out of it all day, every day. Shout out Jackal Motorsports. Just find someone who you trust for tuning, who is safe. I recommend Jackal all day. Yeah, on an RS7 turbo, any of the maybe aftermarket ones, or even a stock RS7 turbo with an E30 blend, you're making 600 wheel. And that's a really fun power range. Now, that doesn't include necessarily getting intakes, inlets, and downpipes. From what I know, the downpipes on these cars is nothing crazy power-wise. You don't really need those. The intakes are more so just for fun. I did notice when I did the ECS inlets on this car, it did pick up some torque, for sure. It was definitely breathing a bit better. You do want to do inlets at some point to get more airflow to the turbos, because the stock ones are pretty restrictive. Working on this car. Yeah. So in terms of working on this car, just like day-to-day wrenching, first of all, you don't have to work on it much. It's not overly complicated. It's very reliable, so you don't have to do a lot of work on these. The thing that's nice about this setup is it's a hot V setup, meaning all your turbo stuff, all your exhaust stuff is right here. I mean, you got both turbos, you got all the oil lines and coolant lines to the turbos, you have the downpipes right there. All the usually hard to reach stuff is right there. And to be honest, that's what you're going to be toying with most on these cars. I mean, swapping turbos out, downpipes, I mean, diverter valve and intercooler related stuff is all right here. Intakes and inlets are all right there. So it's nice. It's nice having all that hard to reach stuff in a convenient spot, but the trade-off means that all the usually easy to reach stuff is in a more difficult spot. So you have all your intake, manifold components way under the motor, injectors are under the motor. If you ever want to do carbon cleaning, it's under the motor. You're pulling the motor out for anything related to that stuff. Now, your coil packs and spark plugs are in the same spot, but I will say with these hot V setups, there is just a mess of wiring everywhere. Yeah, overall, working on these, not bad at all. This is not like an entry-level thing. You'll definitely not want to just dive into it having not worked on anything else. And that's when these get expensive, is if you don't have experience working on the car and you take it to the shop. The labor rates are kind of crazy. Me, myself, I own a shop, so I don't need to do that, but I know the labor rates are kind of crazy on these, and that's why a lot of people don't own them. Also, I want to say this now, what's in my head. I remember before I got this car, how many people were like, oh, the turbo failure is terrible, the turbos blow up, this and that. There are two reasons for that. If the turbos blow up, it's probably your fault. These turbos like to blow up when you have a fucking crackle tune on them. Obviously, you don't want to throw a crackle tune at a hot V setup where all those little baby explosions are just hitting your hot side turbine. That's why people see your fucking turbine literally just separate. Don't run a crackle tune. The most I'll run is Audi's stock crackle tune. These C7.5s in sport mode, they'll have like a little pop to them, pop tune. Reason number two is a legit one, it's oil screens. Now, most of them that I've seen have already had the oil screens done. It was a recall for a little bit, but it's just this little oil screen. Most people recommend you just delete it. That's what I did on here. I deleted the oil screen, and you just have to watch your oil change intervals. Just change oil every like 3K miles and you'll be good, just to guarantee fresh oil getting to the turbo. All right, who wants to go for a drive? I do. Okay, really not sure how well this is gonna work with my mic setup. I have a $25 Amazon mic right there, and then a $25 Amazon mic on my chest. So, I'll take it around the block and see how it sounds. Alright, I'm reshooting the driving portion because it sounded like this before. Let's do it. Like I've been saying, the transmission in this car is what makes the difference. Its biggest pro but its biggest con at the same time. Because, like I said, the ZF8 puts down power a lot better. It just does. But this one, you feel like you're doing something when you're going through the gears. Like, it just feels nasty. What the fuck was that, dude? The downshifts are just nasty. Like, you don't get that with the ZF8. And this thing does put down some extreme power. We're gonna try and find somewhere to launch it. Fair warning, she gets a little squirrely. It's a little aggressive. Ooh, I'm gonna be sitting here for a good decade. The speedo, but we about made the speed limit there. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of more like a clutch dump because it doesn't have boost as soon as you let off the brake. But then I don't know, it's also just more fun because it starts to kind of like go and then it hits. Just about run out. Hopefully you guys can hear the intake too, because it sounds great. Feel a little numb. Like, it definitely feels tame. It doesn't handle very well, as you would expect. I mean, it is a 4,500 pound yacht, which, I mean, isn't heavy for today's standards, but for when the car came out, that's a heavy ass car. I mean, yeah, like, there's a bunch of sound dampening. It is so smooth that it almost counteracts the speed, so it really doesn't feel fast. But you're definitely, like, you're moving, you're winning a race for sure. Like, that's not the problem, it's just the thrill isn't really all there. But at the same time, it is. Like a launch, like what I just did, you can't really feel that in too many cars, because it still feels ridiculous. You're still hitting 60 in 90% of the time under 3 seconds. This is a very 2 second 0 to 60 capable car. Super, super easily. Am I ever gonna fucking go? And it has Torsen Quattro, so it's like the best Quattro you can get. Now, if you're not going out to buy an S6 after this video, I can't help you. Sorry, I don't know why you wouldn't. I know this is a question that will be asked, is how much did I spend on it? the total I spent roughly, like with mods and maintenance and everything, I think I'll be in about 26 grand, and that's including the cost of the car. So the car was listed for $20,000, picked it up for 20. I have maybe 6 grand into mods and maintenance combined. Now I'm not including little bullshit things like I blow a tire or some stupid shit like that. Now that also doesn't include labor, because I do all the labor myself. If you're spending money on labor, you're going to be around 30 to 35K in the hole. I would recommend, if you own one of these cars, you know how to work on it, or you're close friends with someone who can work on it, because it's not that it's often when something does go wrong, it's that when it does, it's expensive. That being said, just keep up on your normal mandatory services, do oil changes regularly. Honestly, that's really all you need to do with these cars. I'd say an oil change every 3,000 miles will keep it running for eternity. I think I'm tired. I can't really think of anything else at the moment. I'll do my best to answer comments if you have any questions. Talk about the car, drive the car, talk about it a little more. Oh, I know this one will be asked, is what is the exhaust setup? I do personally think that mine sounds a little more unique than most others, and this is for one reason. So first of all, the setup starts with the ARM downpipes. They are the divided kind, not the kind that cross over each other. So the individual downpipes, straight off the downpipes, it goes right to an X pipe. So most of the X pipes on these cars are about midway back. My X pipes are right up as close to the downpipe as you can get. And then from the X pipe out, it is divided. So separate exhaust all the way to the tip. It is literally downpipes, X pipe, straight out. Really, I've heard a few of these cars that sound not the best. I don't know why. Some people will do no X pipe, and I think that just makes it sound like a truck. Like, it kind of just sounds like a fucking Tahoe with an exhaust leak at that point. These things can have a nice high revving sound if you do it right. Like Wavy Kid S7, if you've seen his exhaust setup, that thing sounds incredible. It sounds more kind of like a 4.2 V8, one of the naturally aspirated ones from Audi. If I need to make like a part 2 or something going over everything else, I will. Just let me know.